Hey guys, sorry for the wait. Um, I'm still here in New York, so I'm using my phone, which means I might have to do a couple videos because it may cut off. But my son didn't come with me, so I don't have his phone. Me, my little 1-year-old baby, and his cousin came to keep him for me, and she was a lot of help. Thank God for. Because little Aiden did not want to go to sleep. He was stuck on my study schedule. So he wanted to be up at 4, 5, 6:30 a.m. And I had to be at clinicals at 7 a.m. So, I mean, yeah, it was a bit challenging. So I'm going to first talk about two things. Sorry, I was eating M&M. Two things about Excelsior prior to my weekend clinical, and then I'm going to go ahead and talk about my weekend clinical, day 1, day 2, day 3, and then I'm going to talk about what's next, what I have planned. Yeah, I passed. So I'm going to talk about what's next, and also my plans to study and prepare for NCLEX, and then I'll talk about my options for the bachelor's program. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is, do y'all know, before I left, I had to pay an $1,100 enrollment fee, because when I first started off, I selected the option enrollment fee where I would take 12 credits with Excelsior. Well, damn, I took the whole program with Excelsior, so I thought for damn sure I had 12 credits. So I guess if you have all your prereqs for the nursing program, then you basically is penalized and you have to pay an $1,100 enrollment fee. So I was so pissed about that, but I had to get it paid before this weekend, because I was like, if I graduate, or when I graduate, complete the CPNE successfully, I am not trying to be playing no games with them talking about enrollment fee. So I went on and paid for it before I got here, but I was livid. So that's just kind of messed up. Like, I'm doing a whole program with you guys. You're getting a lot of money from me. So, but you feel the need to penalize me $1,100 because I don't need to take any credits with you guys. That's not right. So heads up, if you're doing a credit by exam and you have all your prereqs and don't need to take anything with them, you have to pay an $1,100 enrollment fee. Actually, it's $1,091 or something. I'm talking about straight up credit by exam, not online classes, because their online classes is you paying for credits. So I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about the flashcards. The Excelsior offer flashcards, and I went on and ordered them because I wanted to see what they were about and see if they could help me. And it was really different than what I thought it was going to be. What it was the score to shrunk down and on a cardboard paper, about this size. I thought I brought it with me, but I didn't. But it's a little ring on it to keep it all together. It was helpful because it was smaller and easier to put around, instead of having to use the full size sheet papers. So I found it convenient and whatnot. So that's that. So like I said, I tested at Orange Regional Medical Center, Middletown, New York. And for those people who had something bad to say about Middletown, you must not have been prepared, because those were the sweetest, most encouraging CEs and CA. Judy, the CA, was just awesome. I mean, all of them, everybody. All I want to say is, if you have the opportunity to go to Orange Regional County, Middletown, New York, Orange Regional Medical Center in Middletown, New York, you better jump on that plane real quick and get there. Now, I told y'all that I really liked the Albany. Now, Albany was cool, but they don't got nothing on these CAs and Cs. That's where you want to be. But like I said before, if you know your shit, excuse my language, if you know your shit, it doesn't matter where you go, you will be successful. It doesn't matter if, like I said before, your CE don't like you because you look like somebody they boyfriend cheated on, so they out to get you. If you know your shit, it's nothing they can do, period, point blank. And there's no reason you should go there without knowing your shit. And when I say know your shit, I mean you have your mnemonics down pat, period, point blank. You have those mnemonics down pat, and you good to go. You know how to do a care plan. Because if you can't get the care plan right, then you can't go past go. Those NSL stations, you're studying your medication administration, and I got done with, I'll talk about it when I get there, but muscle memory, your brain, you know how you've been driving to certain places so much your brain just take you there and you weren't even really focusing. You're like, how the hell did I get here? I wasn't really focusing. You practice so much that it just becomes natural to your body to do it. I mean, don't go there if you're not ready. If you just started learning mnemonics 2 weeks before your clinical, don't go, because you're gonna forget to document something. So don't do it to yourself. I didn't use mnemonics for medication administration and wound care, the sterile NSL for wound, but I definitely used it for documentation. And let me tell you, like, I messed up the last time because I forgot my mnemonics, and I started studying my mnemonics like a month, not even a month before, maybe a week or two. I had just did my mnemonics, and that's why I forgot. So I told you I did Rob's review, and basically I paid $400 just for the mnemonics, because I didn't have time with little Aiden running around to try to come up with some mnemonics, and you know, he running up taking a pencil from me. So I used Rob's review mnemonics, and the way he has his mnemonic stuff set up, it's like very easy for you to remember. Like, I remembered those mnemonics in in a couple days. And I studied those mnemonics for every day for 4 months. So when it came down to charting, I didn't forget nothing. Like, you have your mnemonics. It's impossible to forget anything in documentation. Same thing with when you're doing the patient care. You got your grid right there. Whatever you're doing, like, you can sit that grid on the bedside table. You sit the grid on the bed, wherever you can see it, while you trying to do your steps or whatever you have to do. You got the mnemonics down pat, you cannot fail unless you can't do a care plan. So make sure you can do a care plan like it's nothing, okay? Because you will be doing care plans as an RN. So you got to know what you're doing. Get that together. Again, I want to talk about Rob's review a little bit more. Rob was like, if I had questions or whatnot, I text him, he would respond promptly. If I call him, email him, he would respond promptly. He was a good motivator. You could also call Excelsior and whatnot. I do want to reiterate one thing, and I said this before. You do not need to take a workshop, a review, anybody's review. it is possible for you to pass the CPNE with Excelsior alone. If you watch all of the videos for the PCS, they got videos for everything, the wound station, the medication station, the PCSs, they have webinars recorded for care plans, everything you need. Like the first time I went through all the webinars and I watched all the webinars, I watched all the videos, and I will tell you right now, like I said before, if I would have studied the medication administration, I would have passed the first time without any review, because Excelsior has all the tools for you to succeed in this program. You can speak to someone once a week at, I think, the advisor once a week with Excelsior. You can go over care plans. I think the call is an hour call. You can go over care plans. You can go whatever you want to do. They will teach you over the phone. Like, they want you to succeed. You think a school really want the word on the street to be like, you can't pass Excelsior's program? They want you to fail. They don't want, why would they want that? That can make them not have a nursing program. Like, they'll have to close it. I'm sleepy, so I might not be using the correct terms or whatever, but they'll have to discontinue the program or something if people keep saying stuff like that, because nobody will enroll. I will reiterate, these people want you to pass. Period, point blank. Don't listen to what nobody say. This is my second time going, my second facility. People were saying, don't go to Albany, New York, because that's where the school is and they real strict. Don't listen to people. I just spoke to another young lady who passed, and she was talking about she didn't want to go to Orange Regional, and I asked her why, and she said she just heard bad things about it. Don't listen to people. Listen to me. And if you have the opportunity to go to Orange Regional Medical Center, you better book your flight, period. Or gas that car up, get that oil change, tune up, whatever you need to get there, and you better jump on it and get there. That's that. I stayed at Home 2 Suites by Hilton. The best is, they have some hotels that's right near the hospital, and then they have some other hotels that's like a mile further from the hospital. I was looking for one that had free breakfast and an indoor pool. The ones closer to the hospital had either or. I wanted to take my son swimming, and then when I got up early in the morning, I didn't want to have to go to a restaurant or anything, so I just wanted to be able to go in the lobby and eat or whatever. So I picked the first floor to stay on, and I got a 1-bedroom suite, so I could be in the bedroom and the babysitter can be out in a living room with the pull-out couch. And it has a full kitchen, a full size refrigerator. You can go up to the front and get the portable stove and a little skillet. You might want to go to Walmart and buy some more skillets or pots if you plan on cooking more food. But it's everything is around here. Olive Garden, Chili's. This is a big shopping area. A lot of people are out staying at the hotel and just out here to shop. It's called Crystal Run Mall, and it's just a lot of shopping centers. From this hotel, you can walk to Sam's Club. It's a big old beer mart with nothing but hundreds of beers. It's a pizza joint. It's a Italian restaurant. It's everything around here. And then you got DoorDash. It's this mac and cheese place out here, and they make like 37 different mac and cheeses. I got steak, bell pepper, onion, and she got basil something. It was delicious. But Walmart's down the street. We went to Walmart and got some groceries or whatnot. But they have a great selection of breakfast here, like unbelievable. It's good. The lobby is beautiful. It has furniture out there. It has seating area. It has big screen TV. It have a 24-hour little gym. It has a game room with PlayStations and everything in it. It has a heated indoor pool. It has a little mini mart store. Back to the room, it has a walk-in shower, a nice sized bathroom, a dining area. The TVs, this is important because I could have brought my Fire Stick if I knew this. The TVs have the HDMI hookup, and you could bring a VCR or whatever you want. That is very good to know because all hotels don't have that. So that's that about the room. The cab, if you get the regular black or yellow cab or whatnot, it's $7 to get to the hospital. $7 one way. If you do Lyft, I was doing Lyft, it was like $8, $9. And when you get here, you would fly into Stewart Airport because it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. So they say Albany, but I think that's, you can fly into Albany, but that's a longer ride to your destination. So I don't know if you want to do that. Costs more in cab fare and it's a longer distance. So 20 minutes was good for me or whatever. When you don't get a yellow cab, I think the Lyft was like 30 something dollars, but I end up canceling the Lyft because I seen a yellow cab and I was thinking that Lyfts and cabs cost about the same because when I went to Chicago, the price, it wasn't really a price difference. Well, this yellow cab, it was a Mexican driver. He charged me $56. He like basically ripped me off or whatnot. And then when I was telling the other cab drivers or whatever, they was like, oh, that sounds like a Mexican cab. And so I don't know if they got a reputation out here for doing that. I don't know, but don't get a yellow cab from the airport. Do a Lyft or a little black cab or whatever, or call your hotel and ask them to call you a cab. Like I would call my hotel from the front desk from my room and ask them to call me a cab to pick me up to take me to the Orange Regional Medical Center. And then when I was at Orange Regional Medical Center, I would call the hotel from my cell phone and say, hey, this is Angela in 102. Can you call a cab to pick me up from Orange Regional Medical Center in the lobby? And every day they was calling a cab for me. These people here at Home 2 Suites are so freaking friendly, it doesn't make any sense. I requested a late checkout and they gave me a late checkout for 1 o'clock tomorrow because my flight doesn't leave until 5:30. So I think if we get there about 1:30, 2 o'clock with the holiday and everything, I think we'll be fine. So that's that about that. The Orange Regional Medical Center is not a nice place. It's nice. So anyway, so we'll go to the first day, Friday. So I got 4 hours of sleep Friday. Excuse me. 4 hours of sleep Friday. So I get there, we have orientation. So you go meet in the lobby at whatever hospital you're gonna be at, and you're gonna test that. You always meet in the lobby at 3:30 on Friday, and you do orientation, and then you do wound and medication. You do your sterile techniques. So I was like, please, I do not want wound. I do not want wound. I did straight calf last time, so I just want to do straight calf again. What do you know? I get the wound. I was like, oh my God, here we go. So it was a piece of cake. Oh my God, they make it seem harder than it really is. And so I'm going to give you You watch the Excelsior video. Do you hear me? For wound. Watch their videos. If you haven't watched their videos and you talking about you're ready for the CPNE, you're not. Watch the videos. So in the video, she tell you how to open up the gauze to pack the wound, and I'll show you real quick. So no, that's not the right one, but here we go. It's still basically the same thing. So you make it like a little shoestring or something. You do it like that, and then you hold the tip at the top so it don't fall in on the skin and get contaminated. And you take it, it's skinny, so you have control over it, and you take it and you lay it in the wound bed in a circle. You go around the edges, and then you put the remaining of it right in the middle. You can see right here how it just came out perfect. That's how you do it. It was a piece of cake. It didn't even almost touch the surrounding edges. It was like, wow, I'm glad I watched that video, because I would have been struggling had I not. Because I didn't order the wound that they use. So I was never practicing, with the wound that Excelsior would have. But if you watch that video, she'll show you. Now, I don't think she was able to get it in there without touching the surrounding edges, because she was like kind of struggling a little bit, and then it faded out, and then it came back to the wound was packed. Like it didn't show her fully doing it. So, but that was that. So I did that, and it was a piece of cake. Got that out of the way. So then I went to medication administration, and y'all know that's where I failed the first time for both of them, because I ran out of time. I knew time wasn't going to be an issue because I was studying with 6 meds, 2 being IV mini bag and IV push. So I really wasn't tripping on time, because I was getting done with my medication administration during practice with 5-6 minutes left, and that was doing an IV mini bag and IV push, like I said. So I've always been taught that with Lasix, you check the potassium level. You always want to check the potassium level, because why? You lose fluid, you lose potassium. So always check the potassium level. I've always learned that, was taught that, heard that. Was I ever told that you had to check the blood pressure before you gave Lasix? No, never, ever. It makes sense. If it was a test question, I would have got it right. But because, you lose potassium, potassium's for your heart, it can affect your heart, check it. Unless it was like a complication going on, something serious or whatever, you need to figure out what's going on, then I can see checking the blood pressure. But I never knew you had to check the blood pressure before giving Lasix. I don't know no nurse that checked the blood pressure before giving Lasix. Even when I was being oriented and I worked at plenty of facilities, never was anyone checking blood pressure before Lasix. They was barely checking blood pressure before blood pressure meds. That was the bad nurses, but nobody was checking blood pressure before giving Lasix. So I bombed there. And then I thought that was the only thing I did wrong, and that's what I've been telling people, like I failed it because of blah blah blah. But I forgot to put the potassium level for that too, and I noticed it when my paper, I read my what I did wrong. And but I still say I would have failed that, because even if I would have put the potassium level, I never would have put blood pressure. in a, you know, over, oh, I cut it out, over in this section of the paper, or the vitals and labs and stuff, I would have never put blood pressure. So I failed it. I was bummed out, like, oh my God, I wanted to get it over today. So all I had to do was my PCSs and not have to worry about it, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't sleep. I just was like, I knew I was going to pass it the second time around. I knew it. Because I was like, I'm going to be real careful. I'm going to look at my medications. And this is what I would advise you guys to do. Look at your medications and say, what does this drug do? What is it for? And then go over and say, what do I need to check for this medication? Do I need any labs? Do I need any vitals? What do I need to check? And make sure you know your lab values, because my second one I had potassium, and I had to know the lab values, and my potassium level was high, so I had to hold it. But if I didn't know my lab values, I wouldn't have known that potassium level was high and to hold that drug. So know your lab values. You need to know your lab values, period, for NCLEX. So that was that. Failed it. Had to repeat it the next day. So the next day, Saturday. So the first day, Friday, I think I got back to the hotel. We were there got there at 3:30. I think I was home to the hotel about 5:30, 6. So Saturday was my long day. I got 1 hour of sleep. Little Aiden did not want to go to sleep till 6:30 a.m. So I got 1 hour of sleep, but I got through the day on adrenaline, I guess. So my first PCS was a adult sub for a child. I had muscle management, peripheral management, and abdominal management. Piece of cake. You know your mnemonics. You know what you got to do. You know what you got to document. That's that. Second PCS, I had respiratory management, and that was the thing I was saying. I don't want to do a wound dressing, and I don't want respiratory management. I can do respiratory management. You guys seen my video. You know I can do respiratory management, but it was just too much. I just didn't want to do it. But I got it. Everything I didn't want, I got. So I had respiratory management, oxygen management, and abdominal assessment. That's what I meant, abdominal assessment for my first PCS too. I made a mistake and said management. Piece of cake. You know your mnemonics. You have nothing to worry about. So it didn't matter that I was sleepy. It didn't matter that I had to keep going to the bathroom because I ate some pizza the night before that didn't sit well with me. I knew my mnemonics. I wrote my mnemonics down next to where I was going to chart, and I just follow each. Like for P, I knew what P stands for. I documented about that. M, I knew what that was for. I documented about that. So if I didn't have no mnemonics, being that I was only on 1 hour of sleep and had to use the bathroom, no telling what would have happened. I don't know that I would have been successful without those mnemonics. So know your mnemonics. So I passed those. Flying colors, no problem. Med station. Here we go again. So I had 3 oral pills, an insulin injection, and an IV mini bag. Knocked it out the box. I was done in 15-20 minutes. No exaggeration. No longer than 15 minutes. I was done. I knew what I had to do. I knew where I made my mistakes. I practiced my ass off. I put in the work and I got it done. My drops, I got less than a minute. I got my drops. I'm like, I'm ready for you to check it. It was on and popping. One girl commented, she said, you've been going hard since your last CPNE. I told her, I said, fail me once, shame on them. Fail me twice, shame on me. Because ain't no way you should be going back there failing again. You fail once, you got a picture, a capture of how what has to be done, how things are ran, blah blah blah, and you go back and you study your ass off to make sure when you go back you are successful. And you don't take your ass back if you don't feel confident like you're ready. Don't do that to yourself. Don't waste your money. Don't go there without no mnemonics like I can do it, I can wing this, blah blah blah. Or somebody told you, oh, they're friendly, they'll help you, blah blah blah. Whatever the case is, I don't know what people are telling these people that's going back a second and third time without mnemonics, without a grid, that's not ready. Don't do that to yourself. It's going to cost you more money in the long run if you do that. Make sure you put in the work. Things are not handed to you, especially not Excelsior. They're not going to hand you shit. You better work. You got to work for it. Excuse my language, but it just hurts my heart about these people going back 2 and 3 times and not being successful. And I know me, I wasn't going back. I knew where I messed up the first time, and that was on me. That was my fault because I did not study medication administration not one time. I underestimated it, and I thought I passed medications all the time. I don't need to study that portion. Shame on me. Anyway, so I passed it, and I was out of there. So I was home. I was back to the hotel about 5. So today, Sunday, I got 6 hours of sleep. Aiden decided to go to sleep, but then he decided to wake up. We went to sleep about 11. He decided to wake up about 4 a.m., smiling, laughing, live. So luckily the babysitter was out there and she helped me out. Thank God for her. And she just capped on why I got some more sleep. So I got 6 hours of sleep. So I got to the medical center at 7 a.m. and did my 3rd PCS, abdominal assessment, peripheral management, and muscle management. I practiced this stuff at home, like like it was like, let's do it. Like I didn't do peripheral management on the first patient. I did muscle management, abdominal assessment, and I don't know. It wasn't peripheral. I don't remember, but it was easy. And my last one I had comfort management, peripheral management, and muscle management. I was there at 7. I was out of there at 10. And that was that. I passed. They gave me my papers, said congratulations, asked me what did I do to prepare, and that's it. And it was quick. She walked me down. She was like, you passed. She walked me down to the CA. The CA said, what did you do to prepare? Congratulations. And here's your failure one. And here's your failure paper when you failed. And then here's your success paper and you passed. And then she gave me this, and I'll read it to you. Dear student, congratulations on successfully completing the clinical performance and nursing examination, CPNE. If the CPNE is your final degree requirements, you may monitor your change in status on the My Excelsior page under graduation and beyond. If you need to complete additional credits in general education, please discuss an expected graduation date with your academic advisor. After final grades are received, it takes 4 to 6 weeks to become specialist approved for graduation. You may begin the application process for your RN license now. The application process varies by state, so it is essential for you to review information at excelsior.edu/state-board-applications. Excelsior College has partnered with ATI Nursing Education to provide you with an NCLEX-RN virtual ATI review at no additional cost. Approximately 1 week after you pass the CPNE, you will receive instructions on registration for the virtual ATI review through My Excelsior Message Center. You will have access to this review for 12 weeks. We will submit your final NCLEX-RN application documents to your State Board of Nursing within your V-ATI coach when your coach verifies that you have reached the 50% completion mark. If the 50% completion mark is not reached by the end of 12 weeks, you are responsible for the $75 renewal fee. Fee is subject to change. If you have any questions, contact the State Board Advising Team at Excelsior College using My Excelsior Message Center, www.excelsior.edu/message center, email stateboards@excelsior.edu, phone 1-800-533-3792. In the future, you will receive surveys asking for information that is important to Excelsior College School of Nursing for research and accreditation purposes. We appreciate your time and attention in completing and returning these surveys. You have demonstrated that you can successfully learn at a distance while balancing your work and professional responsibilities. Once you become a registered nurse, continue your momentum and consider enrolling in our BS in Nursing program or our RN to MS in Nursing program. For more information on your next nursing degree, please contact an academic advisor at 888-647-2388 or via the My Excelsior Message Center. Best wishes for continued success. Sincerely, Mary Lee Pollard, the Dean of School of Nursing. So, and they said once you complete your NCLEX, they give you 30 credits towards your bachelor's program, the bachelor's program with Excelsior. So that's that. So what's my next steps? Next week I get the ATI access, and I'm going full throttle for that green light so they can go ahead and send my stuff to the boards, and I can go and test and get my license. And I'm an RN right now. Don't you forget that. I'm an RN. I'm just not a licensed RN. So what I'm doing for the NCLEX, preparing for the NCLEX is, I was blessed. This young lady sent me some NCLEX review material, and one of the people was Michael Clement. I can't pronounce his last name, but he used to write questions for NCLEX. So he knows how to break down the questions, and he's just real good. So I listened to his audios. I printed his blue book out, his yellow book out, and the guy is, oh my God, I don't know a word for him. He has a way of teaching this stuff and making you look at stuff and learn stuff and retain stuff like never before. Usually I don't like to listen to lectures, but his lectures are so good. You like, let me listen to the next one. And I'm at work and I'm listening to his lectures all day for my whole shift. When I put my son to sleep, I'm listening to his lectures. I'm listening to his lectures 2-3 times. Now that I'm done with the CPNE, I can start doing some of the paper stuff as far as filling the blanks or whatnot, and reading out of his blue book. He's phenomenal. So I also have the Saunders book, and if you have a Saunders book, it's a code in there inside the book that you scratch off, and you sign up online with Saunders, and they have a lot of questions that you can answer. They also, you can answer 75 questions, and based on how you do your weak points or whatnot, they will put a study guide together for you and tell you to focus on this, and it's in this chapter, focus on this. It's something like ATI, like after you take it, you know, you get your percentages where you were weak, where you were doing good. It's just like that, and they tell you what you need to study. And then you can also just take a whole bunch of questions and with rationales or whatnot, something like the what everybody was telling me about UWorld, from what people were, how people were describing UWorld. It sounds something like that. But the NCLEX book is like $50 something. I think UWorld is $100. And I think the lady who wrote the NCLEX Saunders book used to write or do write questions for the NCLEX also. But yeah, you can answer a lot of questions, as many questions as you want, and get rationales, or you can do a 75 question test and they'll do a study plan for you. You can do all of it or whatever. So that's what I plan on doing to study. I did pretty well with the LPN NCLEX. I studied from the Saunders book only. I went to school, LPN school. I basically taught myself. From some of the teachers, I did get some good information. But through the nursing program, I had my Saunders book with me every day. And whatever chapter we were working on, I would open my in-class book to that topic, and I would be following along but with that book. Because if you don't know, the Saunders NCLEX book goes hand in hand with what's the word I'm looking for? The same sequence, or what am I looking for? If the beginning is talking about the history, when you first go to school, they're talking about the history, and the same thing with the NCLEX book, Saunders book, it's talking about the history. Next, labs, your teacher's talking about the labs. Saunders book talking about labs. Whatever it is, it's in the same order or whatever. So I did it with my NCLEX book. When I got done, some people were doing boot camps and different things to prepare, and I'm thinking, like, if I do some extra stuff, what I go to school for? I don't want to pay no more for NCLEX boot camp or anything. So I just went ahead and took the test. I'm like, I studied out this NCLEX Saunders book, and I was successful with only having to answer 75 questions. So I was blessed. But as you guys can hear, I put in my work. I pray, and I get it done. Excelsior kind of set me back a couple years with this waiting list, but you know, it is what it is. So that's what I'll do for studying. And so for going forward for my bachelor's, the programs that I'm looking into is Western Governors University and Capella University, both online. And I like these options because it's another go at your own pace, teach yourself. I'm used to teaching myself. But instead of paying for credit hours, you pay one flat fee per term, and you can take as many classes as you can achieve in that one term. So you guys know I'm paying out of pocket for school. So that's a good route for me. So that's that. I passed. I put in the work. I did it. If I can do it, you guys can do it. So put in that work, get it done. You don't have to do a boot camp or workshop. You don't have to do nothing but Excelsior. They have all the tools for you to succeed. Now, if you have a busy life, and or whatever you got, if you got things going in your house and in your household, in your life, and you need something that's put together already that guarantees success, then I would recommend Rob's Review. I cannot see anybody failing after doing Rob's Review. I think it's damn near impossible. Even if you're nervous, if you follow your mnemonics, I can't see anyone pass. If anybody knows that of anyone that failed with Rob's Review, let me know, because I can't believe that I don't think so, but you never know. But like I said, I had to do the review. The first time I didn't, but this time I did because I didn't have time to sit down. I'm too busy with little Aiden. I didn't have time to do no mnemonics and all that stuff. So I needed to get something that was already in place, put together for me. So sometimes we have to do it, and if you have to do it, please do it. Please do it. Don't just have this hectic life and you're studying at your table and you're just like, I'm just gonna try it and blah blah blah, and you know you're not confident. Don't accept that date. Don't do it to yourself. So that's all I gotta say, guys. I thank God. I thank everybody who reached out to me, who helped me, who gave me advice. I really do. And I want to say to Candace, I hope I don't mess your last name up, Keys. Candace from Mufflin Town, PA. Candace from Mufflin Town, PA. Girlfriend, you are coming up on your date, January, and you can do it. Your girlfriend did it. You got a sweet girlfriend. Nikki is awesome, beautiful person inside and out. It was a privilege to meet her. She was there. She said she was a little bit nervous, but I couldn't tell because every time she got done with something, she had a big smile on her face, and you knew she passed. She was so confident when she got to the hospital that you couldn't tell she was nervous. So, Candace, it is your turn. We are waiting on you, girlfriend. And Nikki got my phone number, so when you pass, I want to hear about it. So you can do it. Trust me. Just make sure you're confident and you're ready. You're well prepared, and just go in there and do what you know you got to do. You got this. I'm telling you, you got it. So that's that, guys. That's that. I'm going to get me some sleep because I'm tired. If you can't tell by my eyes, I'm really sleepy and I have to pack still. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my journey. Until next time, bye.